Well, hi, Geminis. Welcome to Universal Guidance Tarot. It's time for your weekly reading. I've shuffled these cards very well. I'm going to shuffle them a few more times. This is a two-part reading. The overall energy of this reading will be in the middle of the first part of this reading. So, Geminis, let's find out what you can expect coming up in your life for Geminis. Queen of Swords could have your energy. Okay. The overall energy of your reading is the Death card. This is the card for Scorpio. So Scorpio might be strong in your chart, might be strong around this reading. More importantly, the energy of this card is leaving the old behind and moving towards the new. It's like ringing out the old year, ringing in the new year. Bringing out what doesn't serve you and moving towards what does serve you. So this is surrounding your entire reading here. Up here in your highest energy, I have the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups, this is somebody coming in. They're trying to come in. They're trying to offer you, and it has to do with love or an apology, but you're just not looking at it. I feel like this person all behind. I think this is what you're leaving behind. You're leaving someone behind here that was not serving you, okay? The old behind. And they try to come back in, but you're just not going to have it. I don't know what happened. Sometimes I can see that in these cards. I don't know what happened, but you're leaving this behind. I think that what the card's going to focus on is what mostly is coming up. Let's just keep reading. Yeah, I think the Knight of Cups is what you're waiting for, and this is part of the new. I think there's a sincere love offer coming in. I think there's a different love offer, more mature. So I think this is the offer that you're waiting for. This is why you're leaving the old behind. And this other offer that comes in with this Knight of Cups, male or female, they're all male or female, is heading right towards the of Cups. They want to offer, they're offering more than I think they're letting on. They actually have an idea of exchanging lots of love back and forth, and probably a union between you and them, possibly a family, and possibly a commitment. So there's more coming in with this cup than I think you realize. And I think this is what you're heading toward. Whoever this is making this cup look like peanuts. There's quite a difference between the Four of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Look at that. This is just almost like a cup that's not even tangible. It's almost like a dream, okay? That you couldn't touch if you really wanted to. It's just something that doesn't serve you, and you're holding out for this one. But it looks like this one's coming in. Under the Four of Cups is the Queen of Cups. Yes, you have questions about that cup. And it's like, this is the only cup in the deck that has a lid on it. There's little windows around that lid, male or female. What the Queen is trying to do is peek in those windows because you have a lot of questions about that cup. I don't think you trust that cup. Something's gone on there. I don't think you trust it. I think you decided that you're going to hold out for something better. This is water energy, so that would be Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. Might be strong in your chart. Might be strong around this reading. We have Scorpio right here, so far we have 2 for Scorpio. So on the other side of the Death card, leaving the old behind, moving towards the new, I have the 7 of Wands. And this is like blocking. This is, I think this has to do with that Four of Cups over there. And the Queen of Cups. I think you decided that you are going to block that energy from coming in. I think you're really trying to protect your dream, is what you're trying to do. By blocking this cup, by leaving this little cup behind, I think you're trying to protect your dream, which is the 10 of Cups. And it looks like it's coming in with this Knight of Cups right above the Death card. I think you're making this happen by rejecting that little cup. It confuses you. It's just not what you want. Under the Queen of Cups is the Queen of Swords. Again, male or female. They're all male or female. I have to keep saying that in case you're a male watching this reading. But this is your energy. And I feel like this is like the Queen of Swords is self-protection. First off, the sword is up. And it looks like there's some truth and some honesty or clarity that needs to be spoken. And you need to receive. This is like clearing out the bad energies, clearing out what doesn't serve you. And I think that's what you're doing on leaving this old. I feel like this is all about the old energy here that you're leaving behind, because it's on the back side of the death card. I think you're going, it's all because I think the truth and clarity is that I think whoever this is trying to come in up here was trying, I think they were in your life before, and I think they're trying to come back, and they were breadcrumbing you. They were throwing your scales off balance with the Six of Pentacles. Just throwing your scales off balance, and I think you just might even just come right out and say, hey, look, you just can't give enough to this relationship. I want more. I want more, and I need to move forward and see if I can find what I'm really looking for. You are moving forward. You are leaving the Six of Pentacles behind. You're turning your back. You're turning your back on this little cup so you can move forward, because you're really protecting. I feel like you're really protecting your dream, and you're going to hold out for your dream. Found out that little cup didn't work. Move on. And I think that's what you're doing. You're going to have to make yourself clear, though, it looks like, to whoever, because they try to come back in. They need to understand where you're coming from, which is fine. You did give it some thought, but nah, you're not doing it. You're not going for it. So Geminis, up here in your highest energy, I have the Three of Cups. You know who's coming in. It looks like someone you already know that you're going to have a reunion with. Have you been talking to somebody that you knew from the past? I think whether you are or not, I think you're going to bump into them, and it's going to be a happy reunion. That's where this cup is coming from. This Three of Cups is sitting right next to the King of Swords. Male or female? Male or female? The King of Swords is air, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. Again, so I had the Queen, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius down here. This is you seeking, asking the truth, speaking, it just being clear about things. And then we have the King of Swords up here, and I think you're kind of guarded. I feel like this reunion, I don't think you really realize this reunion with somebody. You are on guard. It's not like you know instantly that this is the one for you. You're cautious. You're now cautious in moving forward. You know what you want. Okay, you got this dream. You have a dream, and you want to see it fulfilled. So, listen, whoever's coming in, you haven't seen them for a long time. That's why you're on guard. And that sword that's up, that's self-protection with that King of Swords. And it's also about truth and clarity. So you have some questions you'll want answered. Oh man, it might have even been 7 years. 7 months, 7 years. Pentacles, in tarot stands for years, but it's really vague. Time is vague with the tarot. But this is someone who I think you've thought about, that things never came to fruition. But I think they come back. You might be talking to them. Just run into them. I have the card for Aquarius here. They could have Aquarius in their chart someplace, or you could have Aquarius in your chart someplace. But this is healing. You've had to heal over this person before. Deep spiritual healing. They're coming back. So it wasn't easy. That's why you're in this self-protection mode. Because you remember. But it's been a long time. People change. They grow up. You might have known them since childhood. They could be coming back from high school or junior high. Who knows? But you did have some serious healing to do. It was very spiritual, but you did heal. And you healed right down to your bare bones. Right next to the Magician. Right under the King of Swords. You manifested this person to come back in your life. I don't think you ever really forgot about him, even though that you had to do so much healing. This is the symbol of intuition and knowing. You really might be in contact with them right now. I'm just not sure. I just don't see the card that tells me that. But you have a cup of love. You have a pentacle for security and stability. You have a wand for fresh starts, new beginnings. And you also have the sword of truth and clarity. And you definitely have it up in both those cards. You could complement each other, you know? I feel like the two of you will have a very honest and truthful communication when they come back in, when you bump back into them. This is what clears the way for this relationship to get started. You've manifested them. This magician is right next to the Ten of Pentacles, which is under the Seven of Pentacles. You spend a long time thinking about them, and I think wondering if they would ever come back. And there they are. Ten of Pentacles, union between two people. This is security, stability, groundedness. This is commitment in a family situation. This is actually what you want. Excuse me. You got the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups that come in with this Knight of Cups. The reunion with this Knight of Cups, male or female. You've actually manifested this. I have the Moon under the Star. This is the card for Pisces. Pisces might be strong in your chart, might be strong in their chart someplace. More importantly, it's about things being revealed, surprises. This is like not knowing. I don't think you really know when you turn down this other cup that this other cup is out there. Yeah, I'm just not sure if you're actually talking to him yet. But things are going to be revealed. They're going to come to light. It's night turning today. You know, with this moon, the Lion's Gate, it'll be fully open on the 8th of August. So I wonder if this is a time where a lot of this is going to happen or get started. But things will be revealed and they will come to light. And it's going to come through this truthful and honest conversation with this Knight of Cups. I have the Hermit here, the card of Virgo. Virgo might be strong in your chart, might be strong in their chart someplace. This is seeking your path forward. Right under the Magician and having you manifesting. And the Magician is shining the light, the lantern, right on the moon. So a lot of your moving forward with this person is going to count on getting things out in the open. You know, on like starting with a clean slate. And on the back side of the Hermit is a King of Wands. This is fire. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius might be strong in your chart, might be strong in their chart. This is under the Ten of Pentacles too. But look, this is your energy. And you're holding the staff of fresh starts and new beginnings. You have your hand on your hip. You're getting ready to move forward with the Knight of Cups. Let me take out another card. What I can't determine here is whether you know this person is coming back in or not, whether you've been in touch with this person. If you have not been in touch with this person, you reach out to them because all these swords are about conversation. They might reach out to you or you might run into them, but there is going to be a happy reunion between the two of you. Page of Wands. Well, the Page of Wands, brewing. Oh, it's brewing. Something needs to be said, okay? And it is with this Knight of Cups. Holding on to this staff of fresh starts and new beginnings. You're not going to be able to move forward with them until you say what's on your mind. I do absolutely think that you've known them before. And I absolutely think that there's things that you need to say. Or get out in the open with the Moon card here. It lands right on the Ten of Cups. This is what you want. Maybe you want to even just bring that right up front. You know, this is what I'm looking for. If you can't provide it or you don't even want to try, you're out, you know. And it lands right on the reunion card. Wow. So there are things to be said with this Knight of Cups coming in, this reunion. You're leaving something else behind that wasn't serving you, that you'll have to explain to them, that you want something more, you have a dream, and you're just going to stick to what you want out of life. But this Knight of Cups looks like they're bringing everything anyone could want. So, wow. Geminis, this is your reading. Thank you for watching. Universal Guidance Tarot.